Hello everybody. I want to thank you for clicking on the video. If you like what you see here, please consider subscribing, hit the bell notification, like the video, and leave a comment down below when it's done. And if you see something that you want to add to it, that'd be great. What I plan on doing on these next couple videos is doing a rod and reel kind of arsenal, mainly for beginners. Okay, when I first started fishing again a couple years ago, I started YouTube and stuff, and my mind just about exploded. There's so many things out there, and different types of rods and reels, and uh, you know, lures and all kinds of things. But I'm going to be doing these next couple of videos on baitcasters. I'm just basically going to be showing what techniques I use with the rods and reels that I have. I'm a weekend fisherman. I'm not a professional by any means. I just enjoy what I do. I enjoy going out catching fish. I do go a little crazy sometimes with some of the rods and reels that I get, and my wife can attest to that. Like I said, I enjoy it, and I want to do videos right now that are for beginners, that can help people get out on the water and just do some fishing. So this is a Lose. That's the brand of the rod and reel. This I bought in a combo. This is a Mach 2. This was the second rod and reel bait casting combo that I ever bought. And I can say that I love this rod and reel combo. The rod itself, it does have on the handle, your blank is exposed. So when you're holding this, you can actually feel, the fish bite. Or with this rod, I found that I could, when I'm popping it off the bottom with the Texas rig or something like that, something that's making bottom contact, I can actually feel and tell whether I'm going over a rock, whether I'm going over some wood, or whether a fish is biting it. This is a very sensitive rod for the price that you pay for it. I believe I paid $179 for this when I got it. It was 69 or 79. This was a couple years ago. This is a 7-foot medium heavy. And what that means is the rod tip. It's a fast action. And what that means is a medium heavy, its parabolic bend starts closer to the tip. You see how that's starting to flex more? And then the fast action, it's a little bit stiffer at the tip. So the reason I use this for a Texas rig is when you're using a Texas rig and you're rigging up your baits weedless, put myself in the finger there, you want to have enough power in your rod to, now you see how I did that there? You got your hook right there. You pull that up, and then you just pull on your plastic just a little bit, and then you put it into the tip of the plastic, the tip of the hook into the plastic. And what you want to be able to do with the rod like this is, when you set that hook, you want the power to be able to bring that hook through the plastic and out through the fish's mouth. So you want a rod that has a little bit faster action to it, to be able to do that. And a lot of the rods that I have are going to be medium heavy fast actions. Not all of them, but all right. So this is a 7:5 to 1 gear ratio, and what that means is when you're talking bait casters, it's how many, the 7:5 to 1 gear ratio. All that means is that when you spin your handle one time, your spool is going to spin 7.5 times in a rotation. So this is a faster retrieve. I prefer, I'm a bank fisherman. I do most of my fishing on the banks. I do have a kayak, but I don't get out in the kayak very often. But I like the faster retrieves because a lot of the places I fish, you know, they've got a lot of weeds and stuff. And one of the things that a faster retrieve will allow you to do is to get that fish to the bank as fast as you can before it has the opportunity to dig down into the weeds. But yeah, this is a medium heavy fast action, 7 foot on the rod. And this is probably going to be your most basic. If I'm going out to buy a bait caster and I've never owned one before and I just want to go fishing, I recommend medium heavy fast action. They allow you to use multiple styles of baits as opposed to maybe a lighter rod with a more parabolic bend or a stiffer rod. These here spinner baits, some crank baits I've used on these, chatter baits. It just gives you more flexibility as opposed to some of your other rods that are like medium lights or medium moderates or heavies. But yeah, this has been a beast for me. I love this combo. This is one of that I consider more of an expensive combo if you want to get started, but not you know, it's not ridiculous. You get the rod, you get the reel, you get some quality. And I've had this for a long time and it just keeps sticking. So let's move into the next one. Now, I said that I like to use, I'm trying to get more technique specific. Sorry about that. I kind of lost track there. I want to get more technique specific. So this one here is a Lose Xfinity Speed Stick combo. Now, this one here is one that I would highly recommend. This for the price range. I just got this past year towards the end of the fishing season, and I am very impressed with it for the price that I paid. I think I paid, what was it, 90? I think they were $97, but I picked it up for $79. And I know somebody from work that just went out and bought 2 of these, and I think they got them for like $59. But it's a Lose product, and I love these wind grips, and I think it's awesome that for this price range they put these on here. The rod itself is not the best rod that I've ever owned by any means, but it has the sensitivity that I wanted for the technique that I bought it for. When I just started, I have chatterbaits, but I just started using chatterbaits more this year just to try them out. And the problem that I was having is when I looked on YouTube, a lot of YouTubers were saying, and they're probably right, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they're wrong. It's just some things work for some people and they don't work for others. Maybe it's just the way I'm setting the hook. I don't know. But I bought this for a chatterbait rod, and I was using a medium rod. And maybe it was just the rod that I was using, like I was saying. But I do have a video where I caught my very first chatterbait fish. And if you watch that video, that fish, as soon as I got it out of the water, fell out. Now, the rod that I was using, like I said, it was a medium, it's either fast or moderate. And I couldn't get a hook set, and I was losing fish with the other rod. So this is a 610 medium heavy fast action. But the thing I liked about this, and the reason I bought it for a chatterbait rod, is because this does have a little bit, it's a little bit more flexible. It's a fast action still. So on the other rod, you could see that it was bending a little bit farther up. And that's one thing when you get into rods and companies and different lines of the rods, even for the same companies, your flexibility, if it says medium heavy fast action, they're not all going to be the same. But this one here has a lot more parabolic bend, but just enough backbone for me to set those hooks on with with that chatterbait, and that's why I chose to go with this one. I'm not really into, you know, the color of it. My wife loves it. She loves orange. But for me, I don't really care what it looks like. I care that it works. Um, when I started fishing with the chatterbait with this rod, I haven't missed a fish yet. I do have another video where I had a good day chatterbait fishing, and this is the rod that I used all day, and I had really good luck with it. So I would also use this for a Texas rig. It's got enough backbone to set that hook on a Texas rig, probably some spinner baits and crankbaits. But yeah, this is a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio as well. One of the reasons that you'll see me having several different medium heavies, and I use them mainly for, I don't like to tie. Okay, I don't want to stop fishing and retie. So I tie up before I leave, and I know what rods I'm going to use for what applications. So, and what rods I can take if I want to use several different applications and I have to tie. Say you're using something that's making bottom contact and you want to use something that is moving because they seem to be chasing. I don't have to tie on. I can just pick up another rod that I have set up with the chatterbait, for example, and just start fishing it. So you don't need all these things, all these rods and reels to go fishing. But if you're going to buy a bait caster and you're just starting fishing, like I said, 7 foot, medium heavy, fast action. The rod speed, the only thing I would say about the rods, or the reel speed, excuse me, is I probably wouldn't go any higher than 7.5 to 1 if you want to use it for an all-purpose. Like I said, I like the 7.5. I like the 7.5s, the 7.1s for the bank fisherman, because it allows me to slow down just a little bit if I need to, but get the fish in and get them out of you know, the grass and stuff before they even get into it. So this is a inshore speed stick. This is a 610, I believe. Should have wrote all this stuff down, but I didn't. This is a 6.9 medium fast action. This is what I use for my topwater. This rod is phenomenal. I can't say enough about this rod. It's not the one, I didn't buy this in the combo. The combo that I bought came with this reel, but it was a different rod. Luz replaced it because there was a defect on the rod, which is going to happen. I don't hold any ill will towards Luz for buying a product that had a defect, because when I called them, they replaced it, and this is the rod that they sent me. I spent $139 on the combo with the rod and the reel. They sent me a rod that was a $139 rod. This rod is super light. I love this. Like I said, it's a medium fast, so my parabolic bend is going to be farther down. It starts a little bit farther down the rod, and I use this for a topwater application. Treble hooks. See how it bends farther down here? The bend starts farther down this way, which gives you a little bit more flexibility for treble hooks. So even square bills and stuff, I'll use this rod for. This is it's been really great for me. It's very comfortable to go out and use this rod all day, because like I said, this is when it weighs nothing. It is just a light rod. But I use this for topwater mostly. I I will switch up to a square bill every once in a while, but mainly for treble hooks. And the reason I use this for treble hooks is because, like I said, the parabolic bend is down here farther. And when you're fighting a fish with treble hooks, the last thing you want to do is have a stiff rod that's going to rip that hook out of the fish's mouth. Um, you want to be able to keep it pinned though as well, because you don't want the fish to jump or make quick turns and kick that hook out. So what that parabolic bend does is it allows you to keep pressure on that fish, as opposed to having a rod that only bends up here and you're not getting that pressure. So if they come at you or they jump out of the water, your rod pops up, your line slacks up, and you lose that fish. But with that parabolic bend, you're fighting that fish, not just with the rod, not just with the line. It's all working together to keep that fish as pinned as you can. But I chose this for my top water mainly, and some of my lighter and smaller square bills, which are all about the same weight. So I don't have to mess with the brakes on this one too much. So I've really liked this rod and reel combo. And it's probably one of my most favorite ones to use. And there's no better way to catch a fish than on top water. Top water is just the best way to catch a fish. And if you haven't done it, I'd recommend trying it. Go out there and just watch a fish just kill something on the top of that water. It's just amazing. So that's this video. I hope this was helpful. If there's something else I can do in the video to help you guys to get out there and fish and just enjoy yourselves, that's what I want to do. I'm hoping that somebody will leave more tips in the videos to help out the newcomers, the people that are just watching, starting to fish, or people that have just never used bait casters before and they're thinking about it. Bait casters can be pretty intimidating when you first look at them. There are a lot of good videos out there that show you how to set up your braking system. Right now it's pretty cold outside, and I'd like to be able to do some casts when I do a video like that, but I do plan on doing a video on how to set up your bait caster, how to set your braking systems and your spool tension and all this. So, but once again, thank you for watching the video. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and please, if you have any questions or you have comments on anything that I went over, just leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you very much, and have a good one.